start. Okay, thank you. Please check the microphone because someone is okay. Thank you. If you don't speak, please keep your microphone off. So and we are going to record this session. So and all the session will be recorded. So this recording will be sent to you also. So thank you, and I share my screen again. Okay. Please, my God. Okay. Is my screen visible? Can anybody confirm, please?
No, not visible.
No.
Oh, okay. There is a one problem while recording and screen sharing. There is a technological problem here. Okay, what to wait? Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yes,
visible.
now it is visible.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Visible.
Yes.
So what I was talking that so now present trend also future trend will be subject matter expert. It means if you are a civil engineer, only civil engineering is okay. There is a huge demand for civil engineering, but they may be required some special knowledge in geotechnical, special knowledge in hydrology, specialization in roadworks or highway works or railway engineering or highway engineering or maybe transportation or transportation economics. Or if you okay, you are a civil engineer, but till you need some special knowledge. So subject matter expert is going to be required more because nowadays even general knowledge or small issue you can easily find out in internet. For example, you are a civil engineer or you are a mechanical engineer. You can get some sort of knowledge about physics or cost management from internet. Some sort of knowledge or general idea, general knowledge, some presentation, some books you can easily find out from internet, and you can read and you can gain some knowledge. But to work in a construction industry with $1 million or $1 billion, this knowledge is not enough. At this stage, the employers are such a person who have deep knowledge in that specific matter. They need a cost controller. So in a personal life, or every engineer or everybody do cost controlling in their life, or he may get some sort of knowledge reading a book or going through internet. But to have, but construction industry need a special person who has deep knowledge on cost controlling. Not like that he has some superficial knowledge or that is not useful, because the employer don't want to waste his money, $1 million for your mistake. So they need everybody in a, I'm talking about complex construction, of course, needs subject matter expert. And another problem is in our industry is graduates are not field ready. I mean field ready means that graduate cannot immediately start job as a professional body. So now what happened for construction industry, nobody want to hire a graduate, fresh graduate. I mean fresh graduate. Nobody wants to hire a fresh graduate. They need some sort of experience, 3-4 years experience at least. But there is a big gap. If everybody needs experience, then where the fresh graduate will go? So this actually three types of problem in the head hunting in construction industry, or three type of opportunity. So the first thing is digital transformation. Before all drawing were prepared or 3D model was prepared by hand. After that AutoCAD, now BIM. And also there is a lot of other softwares, civil 3D, and a lot of software is there also. So it is nowadays, it is every employer want within 1 2 days they want to see the full project, even almost in such a way that so therefore uh, every what is the seeing is believing. There is a seeing is believing. So when one employee or client see his project in front of him in a 3D mode, then he can apprehend everything, he can understand everything. So from the very beginning to the very end, this technology can assist any engineer to make something or his concept or his understanding a visual way by digital transformation. Not only this, in a digital way, you can change, you can add, you can delete anything. So even employer can give his knowledge or his input instant from the very beginning if you have this, if you are good in digital technology. So nowadays, consultant also hiring the people from good digital knowledge background, especially with Beam. I searched today morning, I made a one casual searching the career opportunity for Beam. And Beam means Beam modeler, Beam manager, this sort of thing, or uh, digital transformation manager. I got 90,000, sorry, 1,900 opening is there at this moment. Similarly, I searched with geotechnical engineer. I saw some 3,000, 13,000 geotechnical engineering position is there in the LinkedIn now. So if we see all over the world, maybe some millions of geotechnical engineers are waiting for their job. On the other hand, if you give advertisement from a beam modeler, you will not give one CV in within 1 week. So there's in the market, there's a big gap or big skill demand for this digital, having skill with digital technology such as Beam or now drone survey, 3D survey, AI also nowadays are being used in construction industry. Then there are other many forms of many software is there also. Maybe we will hear in the third session regarding detail regarding this one. So to my study and understanding, I have seen that those with engineering degree, suppose electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, or civil engineer, with this type of digital knowledge, I mean, knowing this software, they will get extra privilege in the market, and there are hundreds of opportunity already in the market. And coming days, it will be mandatory to know this technology, Beam technology, 3D surveying, and AI issue. Maybe employer will seek. Suppose nowadays, even quantity surveyor, I have seen some advertisement. They are asking quantity surveyor, this experience plus Beam knowledge will be prepared. It means you are a quantity surveyor, you have to know Beam. Because in the project, Beam is being used. So they want somebody who has some experience in Beam. So not alongside your career, you can have one course or some training from seniors, from any coaching center, or from your own. You can learn something about Beam technology. So subject matter expert, I have already mentioned subject matter expert. The subject matter expert having field experience, training, and connected with professional bodies in relevant field. Actually, you need a field experience, training. I mean academic or what, any sort of training. Plus, you have to be connected with professional bodies. If you want to build your career as a structural engineer, then you have to have also connection with structural engineers, professional bodies. Why professional bodies? Then your knowledge will be enhanced by your friends and the colleagues. You are in a job site, you learn something while you're doing, On the other hand, you will learn something, some other thing from other professional who is working another part of the world in the same field. Like suppose water treatment plant, you are a specialist in water treatment plant design. So you have learned something, but if you are connected with some professional bodies of water treatment plant issues or water related matters, then somebody from that professional body, somebody may be working in Malaysia, somebody may be in Spain, somebody in maybe Uganda, somebody may be in Peru. So they will share their knowledge, their case study in the professional group. So from that connection, you can also learn a lot of things. So subject matter expert, you can be only be with field experience plus appropriate training and being connected with professional bodies. So another emerging trait in construction industry is construction engineering and construction management, because mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, their course curriculum does not cover construction engineering. Although MEP engineer is there, electrical engineer, civil engineer there, but their course and their study material does not cover this construction engineering. So frequently we see that people, company hire civil engineer to use as a construction engineer. So they hire civil engineer for construction engineering, for construction management. They hire electrical engineer, mechanical engineer for construction engineering or construction manager. So these people are not field ready, because one civil engineer is not field ready to be a construction manager or a construction engineer. So this construction engineering is an upcoming career trend, and a lot of company already hiring, and in the market also, in the LinkedIn also, a lot of advertisement for construction engineering and construction manager. So this is upcoming stands career trend in construction. So anybody with MEP bachelor degree or a diploma degree in civil engineering or mechanical or electrical engineering, still you can, from your work experience, you can be a construction engineer or construction manager. After that, you have to take some sort of course from some training course, or maybe you can go for masters also for construction management. So it will pave your career ahead to work in a big construction and complex company. Along with your practical experience, you need some sort of course curriculum to complete some courses or training, and you have to be involved with some professional body as well. So there are a lot of professional bodies, PMI, then CYB. CYB is also specially dedicated for construction management. Civil CYB Charter Institute of Building. So if you maybe you have noticed that last week I have circulated some construction management magazine in the SQSB website. If you go through this magazine, you will understand what type of work they do. They work on construction material, they work on sustainability, they work on safety, fire hazard, site management, this type of thing, this type of matter they study. So typical civil engineering, mechanical, electrical engineering, or other engineering and construction engineering is a little bit different. Construction engineering is a branded version of this engineering, plus financial issue, legal issue, and safety, environment, all issue they deal. So it's a little bit different. But it is very much important nowadays. Employer hiring, and in the project we don't see nowadays site engineer, project engineer. These positions are not available that much like 10 years before. Nowadays they are asking for construction manager and construction engineer. Site supervision. Site supervision is also a very important role. And site supervision and construction manager, they're a little bit different. Construction manager, actually construction manager mainly work for main contractor site. Site supervisor vision work for both for consultant and contractor. This is almost similar position till this is a junior position of construction manager. So site supervision or job is also in the market now. But this site supervision, what type of skills needed, that is also not field ready, because from the universities, normally the traditional courses are not focused on site supervision. Even somebody confused what the site supervisor do or site inspector do, somebody is confused. That is actually also branded knowledge, like construction manager. Along with your subject matter, you have to have field level experience. Also, you can get some experience from some studying some books and some taking small courses regarding site supervision. And another, the most important, also the trend in the upcoming trend is quantity surveyor or estimating and value are a construction economist. Actually, it would be construction economist. This is another is emerging matter in the construction industry. Employers are nowadays is serious regarding their cost, because nowadays a lot of project and investment project need cost certainty. So these quantity surveyor and estimator and construction economists, they are actually do this type of thing, financial feasibility analysis, cost estimation before tendering, this type of thing. So these are new trend. So why? Okay, you are a civil engineer till you can be quantity surveyor. You are electrical engineer till you can be a construction economist. So you need some experience to work in this type of field. Like you can start career with assistant QS, then QS, then senior QS, then contract manager, commercial manager. You can develop your career like this also. So Mr. Adil will speak how to develop your quantity survey career in our second session. And this is another emerging new field demand, that is environmental and sustainability rule. I mean, now with ACC, there is a lot of project, they are hiring sustainable officers, project sustainable officers. They are hiring, especially funding agencies like ADB World Bank. They are keeping one position for this sustainable or sustainability officer, and or engineer, somebody sustainable engineer, some this or green power engineer, something, this type of post they have created already. So while leading organization like LEAD is working on it. So along with your basic degree like civil engineering or mechanical engineering, you can take some courses from LEAD, and you can be LEAD certified engineer also. So it will give you extra benefit in your career. And procurement and supply chain. Procurement and supply chain is another upcoming and also in the market in especially developing country also, and also in the developed country also. Because in modern procurement, modern construction is, I have mentioned that has a strict time limit, strict budget, and also they are strict about the quality. So procurement and supply chain is a very much important to complete a project on time, in budget, and also within quality. So nowadays you will see a lot of advertisement on this procurement and supply chain engineer, procurement engineer. You will see sometimes procurement engineer or procurement specialist, procurement expert, and also some company hires, especially main contractor hired supply chain manager also, supply chain specialist also. On the other hand, consultant hire mainly procurement specialist, mainly procurement specialist or procurement engineer. So along with your civil engineering degree or mechanical or other degree, whatever degree you have, you can still switch your career as a procurement engineer or procurement specialist or supply chain manager. So to do this, of course, you have to have first 3-4 years experience as a junior, as a supporting staff. Then you can get some degree or some training from a lot of institute. They are providing training on this one, and also you can read some book But the detail, if you want to know how one can be a procurement specialist or supply chain manager, I can assist you. So please contact with me. I can give you some material how we can develop this as a engineer plus procurement expert. Because most of the time I have seen procurement expert, they are seeking for procurement expert. They are asking engineering degree. Actually, they prefer engineer. Also, procurement related degree, they sometimes they ask. Also, they ask from they seek people from business administration, business background. But actually, the employer want engineer, engineer plus having some sort of knowledge in procurement. Like also, they search here some membership of a professional body like MCPs. And also there is some other professional bodies are there. So they need they search always search engineering degree plus some sort of training, of course, experience plus some member of a professional body. So MCFs mainly is most worldwide accepted. So you can work on this one also. Facility management and services engineer. This is another trend, especially in the developing country, because the developing country they have already built a lot of structure and building a lot of structure, but within very short time, within 3 4 years 5 years, the structure become aging and need facility management. So to get maximum benefit from any built environment, facility management is very important, and without facility properly, if some structure is not managed properly, then you cannot get full benefit. So this is now another future career trend. Plus today a lot of vacancies for facility management and service engineers. So there is some companies say other engineers like maintenance engineer, some there is some other name, but this the same thing. It's, same type of skill required to do this type of job. This is good job and also very important and a lot of market demand, especially hotel industry, high-rise building. They have a big facility management body, and you can easily be a facility manager. And if you are a work as facility manager, that is also good paying job. It is better than engineering job, I can say. So thank you very much. That is one short glimpse of future career trend and present and future career trend. So if you have some other knowledge or if you have some question, you can ask. I will try to reply. Or if anyone have some other knowledge, you can. So I will stop sharing. Please, assalamu alaikum. Please check the microphone. Okay, okay. See if any. Okay, there is no message. Okay, LinkedIn. It's connect. Okay, so if the 46 attendees is there, yeah. So if anybody have some idea or if you want to share something, so please raise your hand so I can allow you to speak something. Thank you, very informative session. Okay, Nazmul Islam. Please give me your WhatsApp number. Okay.
Thanks.
Yes. Anything you want to add? Anything, or if you have any question, please. So 9:15, I can. I have time up to 9:15. So if you have anything to say or anything to add, I can. So if I summarize my session is that uh, to progress in engineering career and to be a top in the construction industry, you have to be a subject matter expert, and also to be to know the modern technologies, like especially I would focus on beam, because a lot of industry people they are hiring uh, engineers with beam knowledge. And also, if you have some experience in other track, you can be a subject matter also, maybe structural engineer, maybe geotechnical engineer, and anything, maybe landscape engineer, whatever. If you have some experience, you have to be subject matter expert. And how to be a subject matter expert, I have already explained that you have to have experience and some sort of training, and to be connected with professional body. That is foremost very much important. Maybe you will not get any direct benefit, will not get direct benefit, but from them you will get industry updated news and invention, like RICS, CYB, or PMI. What they do, they regularly post their magazine, and there's some research, some new study, some market trends, so you will get good idea. So you have to have sort of connection with the professional body to be a subject matter expert. That is very important also. So, of course, practical experience uh, and some sort of training also, uh, professional body, of course, it is. And then I also mentioned to learn about new technology, only beam, 3D survey or drone surveying. And nowadays, lot of employer, they're hiring for only expert in drone survey. I saw recently, I saw a lot of advertisement, they need drone surveyor. So it's very important. And another thing, and that is sustainable officer. So if you have other degree, if you want to work as an environmental specialist or sustainable officer or environmental officer, so very shortly you will see advertisement as a sustainable officer, or green energy, or officer, this type of thing. So it is very important. So thank you very much for attending this session. So Mr. Adil, are you prepared?
Hi. Hi, Mr. Harun. Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. So
Hi, good evening. Good evening.
thank you very much. Actually, Mr. Adil session is there is no presentation slide. It will be one interactive session, like I will ask some question regarding his career development, his present career, what he doing, and if you have some question, you can ask also. His topics is mainly focused on QS career development and route to RICS. So I welcome Mr. Adil, and I was at the same time I welcome everybody. If you have some question, you can ask now also. So I will ask him around 10 question, and he will reply. In this question, actually, all the he will address. At the same time, you may also ask something. So those who are in the QS career or planning to build a future career in QS, his advice will be helpful. I know him from last 10 years, and I have seen how he built up his career from very scratch to top in the market now. He's now popular face in the market, and he is one of the I would say expert quantity surveyor. So Mr. Adil, please tell me about your early career and early study life. So
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Harun. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the audience to attending this informative session. And I would like to congratulate you for establishment, this institute in Bangladesh, because this was much needed to have the candidates and the professionals provide information and guidance to enhance and excel in their careers in the construction and built environment. Well, I started my career back in 2009 actually. when I studied one specific course in quantity surveying and estimation. Right after I joined as a site supervisor, quantity surveyor, estimator, draftsman, and I have been working in Pakistan up to 600 million projects, building projects mainly. In 2015 is when I moved to Saudi, and in 2017 I came to Qatar, and since then I am working in Qatar. Recently, I'm working with one of the regional top PMC consultancies as a senior quantity surveyor and contract administrator.
Okay, thank you. My second question, what were some key turning point or decision in your career that help you progress?
Well, a very in very early stage of my career, for example, let's say the first 3 4 years, I was not aware with any of the any of the industry institution that recognize the quantity surveying expertise. For example, in 2012 or 13, I was searching job in Middle East specifically, and where I learned about RICS, our Institution of Chartered Surveyor, and luckily, I was able to meet one of our mentor, the chairman of Quantity Surveyor Association of Pakistan, Mr. Laik Hassan. And from there, I was able to have a proper guidance on how I need to attain a further qualification in terms of bachelor degree in quantity surveying. And the journey is long, actually. It's take time, for example, commitment. He has been our role model. Many of our industry professionals, specifically from Pakistan, we always look to him in any matter, in any guidance we needed. So he was the key person which motivated me to seek any opportunity in abroad, and then get the additional qualification in my industry, specifically the quantity surveying related qualifications. And he was then able to provide us the proper guidance how to achieve the MRICS. The ultimate goal with me was to become a royal member of the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyor as a quantity surveyor.
Okay, thank you. Actually, Mr. Laik Hassan was in our inauguration ceremony of this society, and many
Correct,
of
sir.
our member know him. So
Yes,
actually,
correct, sir.
we were also inspired by Mr. Laik Hassan to opening this society and to uh, promote this society and to run this type of session among the members. So now, can you share some challenges you faced early on and how you overcome them while working as a quantity surveyor?
Well, as I mentioned before, very early stage of my career, 3 to 4 years, I don't have enough people around me or mentors who can advise me or promote me or wherever I need an expert advice. So it was when I was encountered with Mr. Lygerson, and the Quantity Surveyor Association of Pakistan. So I have kept this habit that, for example, I will give you example with you. For example, when I was in Qatar, I faced some contractual challenges, and I approached you. Even I don't know you in person, so at that point I approached you. So I always seek to the people who are in a senior positions, and they are expert in their field. So the one thing I always look into and aspire is that you go and meet and try to connect with the industry professionals who has excel in their career and learn from them. That habit still now I am doing the same. Actually, I am trying to connect with the different professionals and learn from them. I am from, for example, if I have to take a degree, let's say, I am asking many professionals and I'm seeking their guidance, and then moving on. For example, in early career I don't have that opportunity, so it was when in 2012 13 I met with Sir Like, and then from there journey begins, you know.
Yes, I still remember when actually I came across Mr. Adil from his quest. He always asking me something because at that time I was reading MSc in quantity surveying, so um, he feel comfort to asking me, and also I try to reply whatever I know, and I also get some knowledge from him also, because he is at that stage he was maybe you were studying BCQs, right, at that moment, or
Yes, sir, correct. I
yeah.
was in the second year of the quantity second degree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So actually we came to touch uh, for learning. Actually, we learn from each.
Correct, sir.
So
Correct, sir.
what Mr. Adil told, I also advise my fellow friends or members that the learning, to keep asking questions. Some of our SQSB members are there. They always ask me some question. They I get at least one or two calls from some members. They always seeking my advice, and I try to reply them. Sometimes I cannot reply, but I try still I try to reply them, and I understand they are growing. When
Correct,
some
sir.
call me, somebody asks me something, then I feel they are growing. So to grow like a baby needs someone support. That's what Mr. Adil told. Okay, thank you, Mr. Adil. Then next so we want to know from you, what skills and qualities do you think are essential for you for your career growth?
We will divide this into two. For example, keeping in mind that if you are aiming to come into the international construction market, the very first thing you should have is the formal qualification. A formal qualification, if you are having a BSc in quantity surveying, that's okay, that's good. But you must have at least a bachelor degree in relative field, construction management, bachelor of technology, civil engineering. So that is the very first thing in the international market. It is always sought after that you should have your basic qualification achieved. And the second most thing is that I mentioned previously, you should have this habit of learning. You should have always learning from the mentors. Unlike, for example, if we go back in the period 10 years before, there were not much information. There were very few people that we can go and ask. But now, we have Quantity Surveyor Association in Pakistan, and the people, the seniors are voluntarily providing their insight, and similarly you have established this very good institute. So we have a lot of platforms to go and ask the question. And the second thing is that quantity surveying profession needs a lot of you should have a communication and negotiation skill. You should have a lot of communication. You should be confident, and be for to become a confident. The first thing is that you need to learn. That when we become a confident is that we learn and we practice and we experience. That's why that's how we become confident, and then we can have provide our expertise in our day to day. So you should have expertise, attain your expertise, and then you should have a communication and negotiation skill, because construction is a very diverse environment. You will face clients, consultants, investors, a lot of parties, public government bodies. So you should have a very good communication skill.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Adil. I want to add something, that actually a QS in a project also work like a judge. Sometimes they work like a judge, like because one QS may give decision or give his opinion on $1 million. Sometimes it will be yes or no. The QS makes sometimes decision yes or no decision. So it is very critical position. So what Mr. Adil told, that you have to have proper knowledge to build a confident. Then if you have proper knowledge, then your confidence level will be up. Then you can speak with confidence and people will accept. If you are confused while you giving some suggestions, if you don't know the thing ins and outs, then you cannot give a good decision. And even you cannot negotiate. To negotiate, you have to have full knowledge of that matter. So study well, and QS career is unlike other career. You have to keep continuous learning, the updated skill, updated technology. Even as a QS, you have to know the updated law, some court order. I mean, some construction court order. Like a few days before, somebody I wrote one article in the my LinkedIn regarding quantum merit. Somebody challenged personally. He sent me a personal email and sent me, is quantum merit theorem applicable? Do you know any case that was the court order according to quantum merit theorem? Luckily, just 1 month before of that posting, I got one court order from uh, uh, Trinidad Tobacco, TNT, Trinidad Tobacco. There is a state in Atlantic Ocean. There is an island, Trinidad and Tobago. So there was a case. In that case, the PB Council, I mean the Trinidad Tobacco, actually run by some sort of under British influence. So the case went to finally the PB Council of UK, and the PB Council give a final decision on quantum merit theorem. So if you want to know more about this one, you may contact me, then I will help you and I will give you the detail. So I mentioned that one, Mr. There is one big case recently happened. This is the document. And I also sent detail of the case. So he was convinced, then he said, okay. So whenever a QS gives some decision, so he or she should have past knowledge on it and very much confident with practical experience, with academic knowledge, with bookish or knowledge. So all the way, then otherwise you cannot give a good decision because you have to deal the higher management. So if you say something like a lot of confusion, then they will not take your decision. For example, while working in Qatar, there was one dispute between one bill, one how to calculate the amount. So the PS of chairman came to my manager. Then the chairman was PS of chairman, PS, he's also powerful. He asks us, okay, if the contractor go to the court, what judgment he will get? Please tell me that judgment. I don't want to hear any A card or some confusion judgment. I need a judgment that if the contractor go to the court after 5 years, what result he will get? I would need it now. I want to hear from you. So according to your advice, I will proceed accordingly. Either will accept the contractor's claim or will reject. Just think, could take 5 years to take a decision, to give a final result, final verdict. But QS need 5 minutes, and they will give you 5 minutes to take decision. Maybe 1 day maximum. In 1 day you have to tell, yes, this claim is entitled, there is a merit of this claim, there is 30% merit of this claim, 20% merit of this claim. So you have to give some idea. Yes, arbitrator, okay, QS is arbitrator is a very much upper level of, but in the initial level, QS knowledge has to be knowledge of that type of knowledge also. They want from a QS manager, from senior QS, they want that knowledge, that they should have some legal knowledge also. Not only accounting numbers, legal knowledge also, construction practice also, then construction standard also. QS should know all these things, not only counting few numbers. I'm talking about in international and complex construction. Their senior QS is also work like arbitrator, because many arbitrator came from senior QS background. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Adil. This is very much important topics you share with us.
I will add to the same what you have said. For example, the role of the quantity surveyor is like a mixture of an accountant, an economist, an engineer, and a lawyer. For example, in a very early stage when we are having this tendering, for example, a quantity surveyor should know how the accounting principle works, how the statement of account and the company balance sheets should work, and how I can evaluate the commercial position and technical submission of the tenders. For example, he should be economist, and he should know how the cost component of a construction project works. And he should be engineer. For example, he should know how the construction technology works, how the piles are driven, how the in situ concrete is different than the precast concrete, how the steel structure is different than the modular construction. So he should know all the construction technology itself. So he should be engineer also, and then he should be a part of the lawyer itself, how the condition of the contract works, how they apply to the day-to-day role of the how the contract law works actually. So it's like a detailed analysis and interpretation of the scope, the contractual provision, the situation and issues, and provide advice and solutions which contribute for successful completion of the project. It start from very early stage. The project phase start from the inception when somebody and client say, I need to build up, for example, housing project in this area. So it's then design preparation, then tender and construction, and defect notification period, and then use of the project, and even the demolition itself. So the role is very wide.
Yes.
It's
Yes, thank you. And my next question is, how did you decide on the path you followed in this profession? How did you decide?
So, for example, at the very beginning, I believe that in 2015, I don't have the bachelor degree at that moment. So I had the higher national diploma in quantity surveying. And if you don't have a bachelor degree, you cannot process the APC or for the MRICS, Chartered Quantity Surveying. But you can go with the associate member. At that time, I even started to write for the submission as the associate member, but later on I figured out that I should work on my qualification, and then I should go to the chartered status. So after completing my degree, because there are options, for example, there are routes. A senior professional route, or what we mentioned is a traditional route, is the assessment of the professional competency, APC. Then in that one, there are different aspects, whether you have accredited RICS degree. Okay, if you have accredited RICS degree, and if you have a less than 1 or 2 year experience, you can go with that structured training route, which in this part of the world, specifically in the Middle East, not that much usable. Mainly it is in the UK, for example, because most of the candidates have the accredited degree. And then if you have a QS degree, for example, and then you have like 10 years experience, you can go with the direct submission. And if you have any other degree, civil engineering, architecture, or construction management, any degree, and you have more than 5 year experience, you can go with the assessment of professional competency preliminary route. The difference between preliminary and direct submission is just that you submit the same twice. First, you submit, for example, let's say in March, that submission is being evaluated by RACS, and they give the green signal and approve it. For example, okay, you can do this much changes are here, where you should write it differently or correct these things. Either they accept it, either they reject it. But in the direct submission, you prepare your submission, your counselor review it, approve it, and then you simply go into the interview. The difference is one stage. In the preliminary, you have to submit twice. In direct submission, you have to submit once. So it depends upon mostly what I have seen here in this part of the world, 80 to 90%, it is the preliminary submission. You submit twice, you get the approval, and then you go to the final submission and the interview. It's just a matter of that. For example, if you don't have a accredited degree and you don't have a specific quantity surveying degree, so RICS want to have this surety that you have matched and achieve the competencies required up to the level 1, level 2, level 3.
Yeah, okay, thank you. What advice? Okay, please.
I have shared one slides, one document actually. It is there are 2 parts. Part 1, how the quantity surveying profession works. There are like some slides, and also there are some other slides on how you can go with the MRICS. So I have provided the information. Okay, if you have this degree, what you should do. I will share it with you, sir, and then you can circulate to the attendees. And then if they have some question, they can ask later.
Okay, please send me all these documents so I can share with everybody.
Sure, sir. Sure, I will.
Okay, thank you. What advice would you give someone just starting in this field? I mean, if somebody wants to start a career as a QS, how he can start his how he can plan his
Well, I will give you an example. When I started my career, for a very 6 months, I was working without any pay. Because I wanted to learn. Actually, I wanted to go into the field. So they just told me that we will provide you the accommodation on site, and we will not until 6 months they started. You have to put yourself in a learning mode. You have to do every job they are asking you, for example, to learn more. As I give you example, I was working as a site supervisor, a site surveyor, a draftsman, and a quantity surveyor at the same time. There was a very small project in first 1.5 year, so I was working like 3 jobs at the same time. And you have to have this, if you are getting an opportunity and they're asking you, even they are not paying you, you take that opportunity, go and get the opportunity, don't leave it. And when you will be in the play, then you will start learning. Go and ask every question you have. For example, even sometime I remember, you will go on site and see the steel fixers are fixing the steel on site. Go and learn from them. They have a very valuable information. Maybe you will not learn it in the books actually, but you will learn from them how carpenter is putting the farm work, how so even if you can speak with your batching plant operator and the engineer who has prepared the design mix, how learn from them, because you should know how they have prepared the design. If somebody asks you, can you prepare a rate analysis, you should know, okay, what portion of the concrete, aggregate, cement, sand, and silica and water has been used. So go and learn. Actually, you should be on site for first 3 to 4 years, and you should learn everything. You should learn AutoCAD. You should learn about the laboratories and the concrete. You should learn. You have to have this attitude to ask the question. Until you don't ask the question, this will be like you will be getting difficult. Ask the question. Whoever you see is senior than you, ask the question. MEP engineer, civil engineer, ask the question. You will be learning, because quantity surveying is much more than numbers. When you will go become you when you are, let's say, senior contractor, commercial manager, you have to have the knowledge, and you should go, and everyone will come to you at the when, and you need to go to these professionals and ask the questions. So you have to have this attitude, that keep asking the question, search out the internet, go to the YouTube. There are plenty of resources available on YouTube. I will share two of the YouTube channels that all of this quantity surveying, very detailed information on how to become RACS and the competencies they can learn.
Yeah, thank you. So, Mr. Adil, are there any specific experience or project that you feel made a big impact on your career? I mean, any specific project or something, or any person or anything?
Well, sir, as you know, for example, until 2015 or 17, when I was working in Pakistan, I was not much involved into the contracts actually, how the claims are put forward, how the different escalation, or it is extension of time, price adjustment. When I came to Qatar, I had this opportunity to work on almost 1.5 billion Qatari Riyal project, this Red Line North. It was a metro project, and it was a JV company. It was the first time I was able to understand how the JV contracts put into information, how the subcontractors and specialist subcontractors, the nominated subcontractors, all these things. So coming to the Middle East was the turning point that I started learning about quantity surveying itself. Until before, I was mainly working, okay, estimations, quantity takeoff. Uh, but I learned how, when I came to Qatar back in 10 years before, I need to have to familiarize myself with the different method of measurements, like CSM 3 or 4 for the civil engineering projects, for POMI, for example, for the building projects. So that is the time when I get into these things practically, and I needed to learn it.
So, Mr. Adil, can you tell us how you build your international career? Because we have a lot of attendees here who are working in their country. So, if they want to go outside their country, like from Bangladesh to Middle East, or some India or Pakistan to Middle East or Europe, so how they can proceed, or how they can build their international career? If you advise something.
No, it will depend upon person to person. For example, let's say some of the people who are who are working in the field, and they are the only one who has to provide to their families, for example. For them to go and leave the career and only seek for the higher education, that would be difficult. But let's say if someone who can afford, and he can afford, and he has this financial arrangement, he must go. He can go to UK, Malaysia, and the better thing that you can go now come into UAE. And in Qatar, for example, even Qatar have started the bachelor's honors in quantity surveying degree with the partnership. There is one college here, and they are doing this degree with the Liverpool John Moores University partnership. And in UAE, here at what university, they have the bachelor in quantity surveying, they have the construction management, and they have the quantity surveying master degree. So if he can come into Middle East, that would be when if he can work actually, and he can attain the degree as a part-time. Because we in India has the MBA in construction, quantity surveying, and a construction economist. I believe that there is no bachelor degree, however, but they have this MBA, Amity University. Sri Lanka have, for example, I would even suggest that if you can have a chance to go to Sri Lanka and you want to study, go and study, for example, because the degree is accredited. But if try to get some role into the Middle East, mm, check the websites and the companies they are hiring from your country, and get even the smallest role they are asking you, for example, uh, because they will consider you even you have a 5-year experience and you are working in as a senior QS. They will ask you, okay, we will hire you as a QS. Go and take that role, and within the next 3 to 4 years you will be able to excel all of the, you have to come and take the opportunity actually.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's depend person to person, but somebody, they cannot leave their job, they have to, they are the breadwinners for their families, and some they, if they can afford, and if they can, they should go and take the higher education. Even for example, if you can manage at this time, do not wait and do not waste your time. Do any of the degree you can use. For example, if you have a diploma and you can do BTech or Bachelor of Technology or Bachelor in Construction Management or Civil Engineering while in the Bangladesh, you should take it. Do not wait until you come here and start your education, because at the very end, like, it's okay that you should have a specific qualification if you are qualified, but if you cannot, for example, you should have at least a bachelor degree in civil engineering, and yeah, then you can pursue with the MRICS. Having MRICS will be enough for you, even you don't have a bachelor degree in quantity surveying.
Yeah. So if I summarize Mr. Adil speeches, that to go abroad, maybe you can find a way that you will get one degree from UAE or Qatar, because UAE and Qatar, they have master's degree in quantity surveying. Okay, once you have a bachelor degree in Bangladesh, maybe you have some site supervision role experience, then you will go for study in Qatar or Dubai on quantity surveying. Or if you have working experience in Bangladesh or India or Pakistan as a senior role, still if in Middle East they hire you in a lower position, you will grab the opportunity and go there. And another way, sometimes they do international hire also, you can drop CV. So Mr. Adil, could I cover your advice, or I miss anything? That
No, well, for example, sir, for example, I just gave one example that the Qatar has no. There are very few countries in the world who have the quantity surveying degree.
yes,
UK, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, India have that one MBA. South Africa, I believe they have. Nigeria, they have.
Nigeria.
Very few countries. Australia, they have. New Zealand, they have. Very few countries have the formal education. But we should, for example, if I had a chance and I had a chance to study bachelor's in construction technology back in 2012 or 13, I should have, because I don't need to wait until I came to the Qatar, and I don't need to wait for next 10 years, because I cannot pursue with the MRICS because I don't have the bachelor degree. So if you are able to get a degree, your formal qualification, while you are working, and then you can take a degree in Bangladesh as a part-time, take it now, because that will also open the doors for you to come here. It's not mandatory that you will get a site supervisory role. I mean, you can enter to the industry as a site supervisor. It's good for you because you will be learning how the construction technology or construction itself works, and try to get into the quantity surveying. Start your role, for example, with that degree. There is no harm into that, and start working on MRICS, for example. Start some small courses or to learn it, because here degree is very expensive. I should not advise that you come here only for the degree, because it's very expensive. It's 70,000 Qatari Riyal per annum, and it's huge money. You should the same money you can spend for 2 or 3 students, and you can go to UK, and you can go to Australia, for example, or you can go to New Zealand. So UAE, for example, they have master degree. So if you have a bachelor degree already in civil engineering, and then okay, while working as a QS in one of any of the company in the UAE, you can also pursue with the master degree. But I would say take any degree you can do in any discipline, construction management, civil engineering, at this moment. Do not wait and do not waste your time, because at the very end, your ultimate goal should be to achieve MRICS. So you can achieve MRICS even you have a bachelor degree in construction technology. You just need to study the course to excel the competency, and then if you are when you become RICS, it's okay. For example, now even you have a bachelor degree, let's say in physics, but after some time you started working in a site supervision, and then your role becomes QS. If you have a proven experience as a QS, RICS don't mind that what degree you have. I have one friend, he had a diploma in civil engineering, then he did a bachelor in arts, then he did MBA in business management, then he did LLB, then he did LLM. He's a like senior contract specialist. So now he achieved the RICS. So it is not only the degree that matters. You need to have that primary education qualification to open the door. If you don't have, so you should not wait. You should not wait that I need to go and check with the. I should have only the quantity surveying degree. You should not wait into that.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Adil. Actually, I have one example that while I completing my MSc in quantity surveying, UK, then one of my classmate, she had a degree in sports science. So, as a graduate, she were hired by a stadium construction company, because she had a sports science background, so she has idea about the sports. So construction company thought, okay, she can work as a QS in my company. So the contractor hired her as a assistant. No, first she was hired as a document controller. Then second year she started as a assistant quantity surveyor. So the stadium took 6 years total. So after 6 years she became a quantity surveyor. Then
Correct.
then she came to our university for masters in quantity surveying. So,
I have another example. One of our senior professional, he gave this example that he was working in Abu Dhabi. So their document controller, she was like a document controller. She has another degree.
hmm,
So she did her bachelor's degree in quantity surveying from Heriot-Watt University, or master, I'm not sure. And then she became a QS. So it does not matter at this moment. If any of the candidates who are listening and they have diploma, and if they have chance to study a bachelor degree in construction technology, take it now, because it will open the door for you to come here in Middle East or in the international market, and it will open for you to to do the MRICS. So you should not only limit yourself because you don't have a bachelor in quantity surveying.
yes, okay. Thank you, Mr. Adil. My next question: how did you approach learning and skill development throughout your journey?
As I mentioned previously, I still have this habit, and I always contact with anyone in my circle if I have a question at any stage. For example, yesterday, for example, when we discuss about, okay, should we take LLM in construction law, the same question I have discussed with many people mean the one I know. And sometime even I was comparing one course, okay, that was LLM in international arbitration or LLM in construction law. I approached to the university's, the course leader actually. I contacted him on LinkedIn that, sir, I need your advice. And then I spoke with some other friends. So you should be asking the question. Asking the question is very, the very first thing you should know. Ask the question. And I believe I have never seen any situation where I asked the question and there was no one who advised me. There is always people who want to help you. So ask the question. Keep asking the question, so it will be giving you more correct information, informed, and then you can take the informed decision.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, to all our members, that what Mr. Adil mentioned, that in quantity surveyor, I would say it's a combination of three knowledge. Uh, it is 1/3 engineering, 1/3 law, and 1/3 finance.
Correct, sir.
So being a typical engineer or typical lawyer or typical or accountant is a very narrow. But when you are in quantity surveying, you have to have these three knowledge. If you have three expertise in three knowledge, three set of knowledge, then you will be a very good quantity surveyor. Like you have engineering degree, you have legal degree, you have some sort of other financial knowledge. This, when you will get these three knowledge together, then you will be a perfect quantity surveyor. So thank you, Mr. Adil. Now so I request from our audience, I have one more question. Before that, I want to ask our audience. So if they want to share something, because most of our audience have already skill. So if they have if you have some question, please, or if you want to share your experience from our audience for attendees. So, okay, so if you want to ask something, you can raise your hand, or you can type some question. If you have any question, you can type also in chat box. So there's no question so far.
May I have one question?
Please, of course.
Actually, I heard Mr. Adil all the space, and I understand that Qatar is very expensive for doing masters. So he prefer New Zealand or UK or some other country. So on that country, getting job is very difficult, uh, considering our experience. If we switch there, maybe we will be very beginner in terms of job sector. So, what is the ultimate suggestion from Mr. Adil?
Thank you for your question. Actually, I gave the example to the different countries because I was comparing. Okay, we have a degree in quantity survey in Qatar, that's 70,000 Qatari Riyal per annum, multiplied by 4, it's like 300,000 Qatari Riyal. So it's if you are doing a bachelor degree in UK, you can, the two of the candidates can do a full-time degree, But we the consideration that the people who are already in the industry, for them to leave their job and go and study is very hard actually. So firstly, I advise that if you are already have a bachelor degree, construction management, civil engineering, you should start your MRACS journey now. You don't need to do a master degree, for example, at this moment, because RACS has given you the opportunity that you can start your journey with the MRICS. Going to the UK or in the, for example, Canada or Australia, that is another aspect. For example, let's say if you want, that is the immigration, you need to go into that immigration thing. That's totally different subject. Even you go with the student option, taking a master degree or PhD, that again New Zealand and Australia is very expensive. So my point was that if you can achieve the degree, a basic qualification, anything like construction management, civil engineering, construction technology in Bangladesh, you should not wait that you should do the BSc honor in quantity surveying, because your ultimate goal should be to achieve MRICS. After that, you can study and then achieve MRICS, for example. And it's you just need to work a little extra than a candidate who have a quantity surveying degree. Right? But believe that you will have enough support when you start your journey. You will have enough support to learn different things, and you will be able to achieve for example, the ultimate goal. Even some of the people I can see, if you have a construction or civil engineering degree, you can work as a contract engineer, you can work as a contract administrator. In that role, you will only be managing the contract administration. You can go and do some LLM in construction law degree. For example, you can only choose to go into the contracts management rather than the commercial management itself. So quantity surveying is a broader, it's like commercial management and contract management both. So you have to see, if you already have a degree, you should start MRACS, for example. If you don't have a degree, you should take it, because I have this regret that when I was in Pakistan, I should have studied. If I should have studied that particular moment, 2012 or 13. So it means by the 2016 or 17, I already have achieved my MRICS, but I waited to just do the quantity surveying degree. The circumstances were different. So the time is the money. Time is the money, because if you don't have a degree at the first place, you may not get the opportunity into the Middle East, for example, let's say. So get whatever the basic qualification you can get. Do not wait, and do not. Your ultimate goal should not be only to go to Australia to do the degree. Otherwise, then if you are spending that much money and going to then you should stay there. The only option is either you go with the skilled immigration. For that, you should have a degree, and if you have a civil engineer, you have to go with the Australian Civil Engineer Institute, Engineer Australia, that accreditation. That take time, and otherwise, some people go with to do the PhD or master degree. That again expensive. That's another other horizon.
Yeah, I want to add something with Mr. Adil, that if you have 3-4 years or 5 years experience as a quantity surveyor in Bangladesh or India, Pakistan, then if you go for a master's or bachelor degree in New Zealand, Australia, or UK, then you can easily find a job. But for fresh graduate, there is a scarcity of job. But I know some of my friend, one from Nigeria, and one from Bangladesh also. He went to New Zealand for study, and he got job also as a quantity surveyor, because he had previous experience, 4-5 years experience as a quantity surveyor. So if you have some sort of experience, then you can show the experience, and you can easily get a part-time job if you have
Yes,
experience.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
I
you.
have two friends. They were working here in Qatar, actually, with one of the contracting organizations. So just 2 years back, they decided to move to UK. So what they did is they opt to go the study visa. They applied for the master degree in quantity surveying with some reasonable cost-effective university. They started their degree, and now they are working in some of the contractors there. So now they are established there. So that is a different way that you are moving. That's not only the education, you are actually moving your the way, the area of the profession. You are, maybe you are, if you are with family, that will be a different situation. But if you want to move alone, you can go there, you can study, and then those people have this goal that they want to achieve some citizenship, or that's a totally different decision.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Adil. Now, our last question. Uh, Please advise our attendees and our members how they can get MRICS. So, if you give some advice on this, or
Well, there are two routes for the quantity surveying profession in RICS. The one is that if you don't have a bachelor's degree and you have a diploma, for example, and you have some experience, 1 year, 2 year, or 3-4 years, you can go with associate member as an associate member, but that is not a chartered quantity surveyor. As I mentioned previously, there are many professionals who are going with that option, for example. But if you have already a bachelor degree, you should start with the MRICS. If I may share my screen here, for example, I will give some detail here. Just hold on. I'm not sure if I can share my screen here. I'm not sure. Anyhow, so there are two designation associate RICS. If you have a relevant bachelor degree with
Adil,
1
can
year
you
experience,
please share your screen if you
I have tried to share it actually,
please share
but
it.
I'm using actually this browser option. I may not able to share. I'm trying to get the
No,
option here.
now you please try. I give option to share.
Can I? I think I cannot share until now. So I will summarize here actually, and then I will share this presentation with you, sir, and then you can share it with you. So to achieve RICS as a chartered surveyor, MRICS as a chartered quantity surveyor, for example, if you have a accredited RICS degree in quantity surveying, okay, then there are the two options: structure training and 12-month structure training, 24-month structure training. And if you have a bachelor degree, any bachelor degree, and if you have a 5-year experience, then you can start your MRICS journey. With the 5-year experience, with a bachelor degree, you can start your RICS journey. Uh, there is, for example, the submission is, if for example, if you have RICS accredited degree, that in most of the candidates option they may not have, for example, so there is no structured training required. They can submit their submission straightforward. But if you don't, if you have a bachelor degree, civil engineering, construction management, construction technology, and you have a 5-year experience, you can go with the preliminary reviews pathway, the route actually, sorry, a preliminary review route. In that, you, for example, there are two windows in March or in September. In March, if you submit your submission, for example, then by the May you will receive your results. That if it is accepted by RICS, in September you will submit as the final submission, and November you will go as an for the interview. So it's like a 9-month journey from the first you submit. It's like a 9 months journey that you will be doing it. It is there are two main documents. That the first is the summary of experience, SOE, that we have core competencies and mandatory competencies. So core competencies are the competencies that are related to the QS profession, which is procurement and tendering, contract practice, construction technology, project finance and control, and commercial management. And then we have mandatory competencies, which are mandatory for all of the pathways in RICS. Then we have to have achieved this CPD requirement, 48 hours CPD, that we need to record and register that we have studied and attained continuing professional development up to 48 hours. And then we have a case study. A case study is actually illustration of your expertise and your knowledge, that how you manage and you delivered one particular case actually. So what happened and what the solution you proposed to the client. There should be three options: option one, option two, option three, and I chose this third option, for example, and why I chose that option. And then the question there, then if you are in the interview, it's a 60-minute interview. The chairman, the panel, they will ask you the question on your case study. First 10 minutes will be the presentation, following the question on the case study, and then they will ask you question on overall your summary of experience. And then within a week you will receive the result. So anyone who has now 5 years experience with a bachelor degree, they can start working on RICS.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Adil. So if anybody can ask something, or please unmute and you can ask question, or you can share your knowledge, or you can add something on top with Mr. Adi Lambas.
As I mentioned, sir, I will share very key and informative documents.
Okay.
By reading those documents, all of the aspirants who want to achieve MRICS, they will realize that it is not that much harder to achieve MRICS. It's just needed to have the commitment, and to that you just need 6 months to sit down every day, 2 hours, and learn it and ask the question, whatever you want to. So though that material will be very helpful. It's a very helpful for them. There are some reference material on YouTube. They can start watching on those YouTube videos, and then what I will share with you is a book around 1,000 question and answer, and then they can learn on. So because they have a lot of questions, I believe that, and they may feel that it's it's challenging, it's hard, but you just need a time to commit with, and it is very that you will achieve in the first attempt. I hopeful. You just need mentorship on your case study, how to write the summary experience.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Adi. So if there is no question, we will go to the next speaker. So
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Arun.
yes, then thank you.
So if you allow me, I will share with you some slide, and I started to talk about more technologies, because here we talk about today about the BIM technology and AI and digital twins, so more innovation accelerator that we work in construction. Just give me 1 second, I will share with you. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, splendid.
Yeah.
So let me go in the next slide. Okay, so my name is Manuela Barbero. I'm a career development and mission consultant at Zigora Institute. We are based in Spain. I like to start by thanking the Society of Quantity Survey Bangladesh and its president Arun Sharid to invite me to speak here today. I'm here to discuss the potential of building information modeling and other emerging technology within the construction industry. Assuming that most of you, I hope, are familiar with BIM, I will focus on benefiting the architecture, engineering, and construction in the industry, and the integration of technologies such as artificial intelligence and digital twins. Today, I will talk about the importance of BIM in construction industry, overall about Europe, Middle East, and Bangladesh. How are the digital twins in the BIM in the AC industry? We talk about the BIM leader of tomorrow, and finally at the end I will show you some Zigora services in terms of education. We can do a brief look at BIM adoption worldwide. When I talk about the BIM in the Middle East area, the Middle East is advancing rapidly in BIM adoption, particularly in the UAE, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, are driven by large-scale project and government mandates. For Eastern, BIM is mandatory for major public projects in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, establishing the UAE as a leader in digital construction. But notable BIM successes include, for example, Expo 2020 in Dubai, NEOM project in Saudi Arabia, Lusail Stadium in Qatar, and Riyadh Metro in Saudi Arabia. These projects use BIM for life cycle management, structural simulation, and stakeholder collaboration, improving efficiency, sustainability, and project coordination. But the future potential lies in integrating BIM with AI, IoT, and smart city development, aligning with the Middle East infrastructure goals. BIM in Europe. We started to work in BIM in Europe many years ago, about 2013. So the UAE Director of Public Procurement, this BIM for public sector construction. In Europe, we are leading BIM in standardization with protocol like ISO 19650, focusing on reducing material waste energy optimization, and smart city development. We're aligning with Europe Green objective. What about the BIM in Bangladesh? In Bangladesh, AI system in industry is expanding due to growing construction project and investment. However, BIM adoption is limited. Integrating BIM into the construction industry and education system here would bring new challenges but offer significant advantages. A technology acceptance model, that is TMM, study found that while 74.2% of respondents are familiar with BIM, so a lack of resources and training is hindering its implementation. Encouraging client investment and government support alongside educational initiative could help meet the AICO industry needs and prepare professionals for cutting-edge technologies. So why we have to connect in what must meet technology and processes? So when I talk about BIM, I just to talk about not only Bangladesh, of course, but talk about the BIM industry. So the cost of BIM industry may, here I will give you just, sorry, let me come back just a moment. Okay. So here are some examples of the cost of BIM is return on investment. So when I use BIM, I may add between 0.5% to 1.5% to the project cost, but the potential saving and are estimated from 17-22%. So this cost benefit ratio with major investor and embrace BIM for collaborative benefit among architect, engineering, contractor, stakeholder. So as you can understand, that the client investment in comparison or returns investment is really a really lower percentage in the construction project budget. But how we can use BIM at Ziggurat? So in Ziggurat, we introduced a master in BIM in 2013. So we are focused in open BIM and IFC standard. So I will go just a little bit more for the technical side. So what promote? Promote interoperability and seamless data exchange across platform. So open BIM facilitate communication between software tools, while ISC created by Building Smart International allow for data transfer without loss. So we don't lose any data. We reduce errors, the human errors, and enable different software to speak the same language. So in short, what does it mean? That we can work in the same project with different software, and ISC is exchanging the data between the two software applications. It will do seamless the operation. We avoid each of the conversion type property file. We are reducing errors. Okay, so BIM enable increase in efficiency and reduce work. But we talk about the 3D and the project visualization that helps identify design clashing early. Oh, come again. Sorry, I have to come back. Just give me just 1 second, sorry. Let me go here. It's blocked. Just a moment, sorry.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Sorry. When I talk about a 3D project visualization, help to identify design clashing early. It also improves scheduling outcomes through virtual design and construction with VDC methods. So I can integrate time 4D and cost data 5D for better project and planning, stakeholder visualization, and real-time budget updates. So in the asset management maintenance, BIM can serve as a digital twin post-construction, aiding maintenance and asset longevity. Through standard like COBie, the facility manager gain access to organized building information, reducing operational costs and improving efficiency. But how we can integrate AI and digital twins in BIM? So AI and digital twins give and offer different benefits. Planning and design. In historical project data, optimize layout and identify potential challenges. In the phase of risk mitigation and safety, we enhance the safety because AI detect hazard, while digital twins enable real-time monitoring. So cameras and sensors improve site safety and work and tracking. So what they can do, the AI cameras can identify hazard in real time on the site. By the same time, I can track the worker movement in order for the compliance measure. And then we go in cost and saving and time saving, because I can analyze historical data, enable accurate cost estimation, and real-time tracking for budget control. Facility management. Why facility management? Because AI and digital twin data improve operational efficiency and reduce maintenance cost. In the phase of sustainability, we talk about green material can be selected to reduce environmental impact, such as energy or water low impact environmental material. And then we go into data-driven decision-making. It's just not about AI, it's just also about BIM in general. So, but AI and digital twins added to the BIM insight improve design quality and operational efficiency. Okay. In the first part, what I was trying to explain to you is that in the phase of BIM, so adopting the BIM technology means to work better, faster, and enhance the interoperability. It means that we have to go for the BIM goals. We talk about a skill for the BIM management vision. What is the way is to go for mastering BIM. So as the colleague before was talking about, to enhance your education in terms of before or bachelor degree, but once we have to go in master courses program and continue be up to date. So the goals that we have in Ziggurat, so in Ziggurat we prioritize people, processes, and technologies, because we empower our students to handle complex projects, solve problems, communicate effectively, preparing them to become the BIM manager of tomorrow. So through structural workflow, collaborative protocols, and cutting-edge tools technology, we aim to drive innovation, efficiency, and quality in construction. So this is the way to go for the construction for the future. We are in the digital era, so it means that we need to work with the new digital tools. What are the Ziggurat highlights? So Ziggurat was funded in 2001. So the first master program started in 2003. So we had 21 years of experience. And the first master online was launched in 2014. We have 200 lectures, more than 1,500 students annually, with a community of over 20 people in 120 countries in the world. Our academic partners are the University of Barcelona, SIAD, and the University of Derby in the UK. We are accredited by Building Smart, BIM Forum Bolivia, and other BIM associations such as Chile and LATA in Brazil. We are official training center of Autodesk, Bentley, and Zipper. And we have a master in BIM and construction in 3 different languages, so English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Most of the master in English are regarding the BIM. We have a couple of master in BIM, one mostly focused for buildings, and one that is mostly focused in infrastructural project, where here we are doing an integration of GIS and BIM. We have also master in Smart City. And then in other languages, we have more technical master. What is really important is that in Ziggurat, we really work, so the approach is not academic. In Ziggurat, we are preparing the new manager of the future. Here, you really work in software, and you will develop a project in all the life cycle in BIM, from the design phase to the closure and construction operation and maintenance. The lectures are not academic. All the lecturers in Ziggurat are professional working for the biggest multinational companies in the world, mostly based in the UAE and the Middle East area. The approach is definitely more technical, not theory, very practical. And the work, so is a very good opportunity not only to start and learn how to work in BIM, but do a very good networking all around the world. In addition to the master degree, Ziggurat launching also a master, not only master program, but also launched a couple of years ago postgraduate courses. Our last postgraduate course is Artificial Intelligence in Construction, are short-lived a program, super expertising program, where the duration is 4 months. In the postgraduate course, the structure is the same, because in the postgraduate course, the student will work again in collaborative way with other students with softwares. We have a postgraduate course in parametric design with visual programming in BIM, in sustainable architecture and construction, virtual reality, and as I told you before, the last one that is AI applying construction. In addition, we have really short capsule of courses of ours, where you can find in our website, where the student can improve knowledge in some particular topics. Okay, so are more theoretical, but are really interesting because our courses of 2, 3, 4, 10 hours. This is the way to educate the new future BI manager, not only. We are working with more than 100 partnerships around the world. Here are some companies where usually Ziggurat is working with, are really big multinational companies based all around the world. So this is briefly a presentation of what Ziggurat is offering. Of course, if you like to get more information, between here, I'm also available. Okay, so here is a just brief history of the school, where we start in 2001, just arriving nowadays. Okay, so it's a school really focused in disruptive innovation. Of course, thank you very much for your time. Here you have my LinkedIn profile, so if you like, you can scan it, and with pleasure I can provide you with more information. But of course, now is the moment for the question, in case you have some question.
Please tell us, please explain us how BIM can be, how much BIM can do cost saving. How, please, if you tell me something.
Sorry, how BIM can be?
Can be how much cost?
I want to give the answer. I
Yeah.
want to give the answer as our audience, because I am working on BIM on PWD, and I am
Okay.
trying to introduce this in Bangladesh. But the problem is like that the BIM software is too much costly, and
Yeah,
in BIM,
you're right.
the actual answer is this: design, drawing, and estimating at the same time you can get. Whenever there is any sort of changing, then then it is then at a time we will get the change, and the collaboration is also easy. Now
Yeah. So in TES, let me come back just to stop sharing. Yes, you're right. BIM is expensive, but as I told you before, the percentage of BIM in a project. So you have to think that, for example, when I talk about Bangladesh, I'm talking about to overall, invest more in, so the client has to invest in the BIM, of course, but the investment, how much the percentage of the investment in BIM is from 0.7% to 1.5%. So the investment is not really too much in a project, okay? But what is the return on investment in the project? Is saving from 17 to 22%. Okay, so if you are comparing a maximum 1.5% of investment in a project with a return of 17-22%, you can imagine that the investment is not too much. Of course, the problem is the client.
I want to add something. If we use BIM in Bangladesh, then the saving will be 80%. Okay, this is my findings as a government officer.
Yes.
Savings will be 80%, not 18. 80%.
No, they did not 80%. Okay, if we are talking about your investment, that is completely different, because when I talk about the investment of everyone that would like to invest in himself, you're right. So the investment is a quite high investment. When I talk about yourself, when I talk about your education, is an investment, the master in BIM. What is the problem usually every day I talk with the people working in the Middle East, or every country in the world, in Bangladesh as well. Okay, so people understood the importance to go further in the education, because they know that this is the way to overall, work better or enhance the knowledge in the BIM, but it's an investment of money. Okay, so just what my colleague, did told before. So you need 5 years of professional experience. You had to move in another country. You had to start to work. You have to start to learn, asking. But then you establish yourself in another country. In the moment that you establish yourself in a country, and you start also to get a different salary, of course, here is the moment where you have to invest in yourself. Okay, I know that studying BIM, any program, any course, any master program is an investment of money and time, but it's not a cost, it's an investment that is completely different, because you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your career. Okay, what is the big issue for all of you who understand what is the best master? What is the best master that will give me the best knowledge in order to improve and enhance my career? Okay, to be honest, Ziggurat is considered one of the top schools overall in the Middle East area, not only in the world, but in the Middle East area is a very well-known school. Why is a really well-known school? Because very often when I talk about program courses or master in BIM are very theoretical. You are not a student, you are a professional. What do you need? What the market is asking? What is the market demand? BIM. So I cannot do a program where I learn about Revit, Civil 3D, Navis, or whatever it is. But I know not practically. You need practical experience. You have to work and learn from people that are working daily in BIM. This is what Ziggurat is giving to you. And company knows Ziggurat. So what are companies asking nowadays? Take a look at the job offer in any country, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Europe. What they're asking, master in BIM. It's mandatory master in BIM nowadays, because if you're not working in BIM in a short time, you are out of the market. In Europe, it's mandatory now and to work in BIM for the government project. Okay, so depending on the country, they have to adopt we have a due date. In the UAE would be the same. So if you're not working BIM, definitely you cannot work. So of course you can work, okay, but you cannot aspire to boost your career. Master programs or courses of expertise yourself. So you have it's not that nowadays is, oh, I got the bachelor degree. Okay, I had the diploma and then I go for the bachelor of is finished my career. No, you have to continue to study, because now we are doing master in BIM. As you can see, we started to launch AI in BIM. We are adding digital twins in BIM. We are doing integration of GIS. We are doing integration of IoT in BIM. So we continue to upgrade the programs. I cannot say what next year we're gonna to launch, because will be another, new product, very innovative. But we have to continue investing ourselves and continue studying up to date, because we are in a digital era. So in the digital era, we definitely need to continue improve, to continue up to date us working with the latest methodology. I have many quantity surveyor, for example, in the master in BIM management, because Ziggurat is teaching BIM management, completely different. It is something that nobody will teach you, the part of management. And are overall in the master infrastructural project, where we are working BIM, we are developing a multi-project in infrastructural project, doing integration of GIS and BIM, important, because we need the geospatial data. We needed to check all the utilities before the construction begins. So it's very important, because we are talking about a big portion of land. But then we need all the other technology, 4D, 5D, VDC, asset manager, operation, maintenance, all the phases.
Yeah.
I hope that I replied to your question.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I have experience working in 5D, beam 5D,
Okay.
while working in Doha Metro Rail.
Mm-hmm.
And as a QS, it was a amazing experience for me.
Yeah, I mean, the 4D and the 5D is very important, you know, because also the part of VDC, because when we start to under the dimension of the time and the cost before the construction begins, we help the facility management team. We have much more information. We are adding the scheduling, the time. We have a better planning, better driven decision making. We identify delays in the face of the cost is very important because we have a real-time update of the cost, for example, depending on the change in the design. Okay, so BIM is, when I told you we are saving 17-25%, is because we are reducing a lot of time. We are reducing a lot of cost. We work all together. The team, so the development, the management team is communicating better. Okay, for example, during the master in Ziggurat, you play 2 different roles. Okay, so it's just not your role. So you can play a role such as a manager, it could be a PM manager or BIM coordinator. And in the second part of the project, you will be in the development team. Okay, this is, for example, is very important because what we are doing is really prepare the BIM manager of the future. So give you the tools to work better, communicate better with your team. Because if you're playing 2 different roles in a master program, it means that you're a better professional at the end of the project because you understand better the needs of your colleague, because we facilitate the communication between the stakeholders. Or you know exactly, if you have studied working in 4D and 5D, what are the benefits, Aaron?
Okay, thank you very much, Barbaro. And if you have any question from our audience, or if you have any question, she will reply.
Yeah, I
Actually,
want to
want
join the
to
master. Okay.
actually I want to join the master in your university. If
Mhm.
you
Okay.
wish,
Did you scan the QR that I show you at the end, or shall I have to do it again?
already I take the screenshot and I will talk to you. No problem.
Okay. So you can contact me
I
directly.
tell you, begin the last 3 years, I am going to introduce BIM in our public works department. But the problem, I am doing, I am a trainer of BIM and taking training
Oh.
of 40 students.
Okay.
And the problem is that I cannot go to field at this moment. That's why I need field experience also. That's why I need a
Yeah.
master's degree.
Yeah, I
And
know.
quantity is very important for me. And I
Yeah.
also visit Barcelona at 2019. Your construction was too much high. That's why
Yeah.
I'm taking the decision. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All master programs, beside the fact that will give you the chance to improve the knowledge, will give you more credibility. Okay, so this is a very important part because company and multinational companies nowadays are asking certification, and we have, for example, our very often I students that have been working for the last 10, 20, or 15 years as BIM managers. They arrive in Ziggurat, say, of course, I needed to improve the knowledge, but beside of that, I need credibility. And I needed to, every time that I'm doing a job, for example, interview, they are asking me certification. Even I say, oh, I've been working 10, 15 years in BIM, they are asking me certification. I don't have it. Okay, so this is very important. So think that nowadays you need knowledge, credibility, certification.
Yes.
You know. So we have just to improve every time because we needed to boost our career. So we need to grow. And you have a good chance to improve a BIM in Bangladesh, inside Bangladesh, because you have such a big project, government project. So there is a big demand. And you have to think how to convince client to adopt the BIM and invest on them.
Yes, yes, agree. I believe that personally, I believe if we can introduce Beam in government project and also in private project, it will be huge benefit for the country and for every employer or investor. As Barbaru mentioned that 15 to 20% benefit can be achieved. But Mr. Islam also mentioned that the benefit could be more in some cases.
Yeah.
So I also believe because at the very inception stage, at the very beginning, investor can change his drawing design in a second, and at that moment he can find out the cost changes. So design can be done according to the budget.
Of course.
So beam is the latest equipment or the highest innovation of humanity, especially for construction industry. So we must use the benefit of the technology. Just if we close our eyes, shut our ears, and don't see the modern benefit, don't achieve or don't get benefit from the modern technology, just we will be nothing but a foolish. So, as a career, as a person, we learn some sort of knowledge regarding beam, and he who want to develop their career in the beam and already has some experience in AutoCAD or Draftsman career, so he can easily get masters in beam from Ziglar. And there are some other institute also. So as Barbero mentioned that they produce field ready graduate, so
Yeah.
they can immediately start. No
Yeah.
need to have another experience or another mentorship to work in the field. So I hope that this training will this session or this knowledge sharing session will benefit all our members. So if
Sure.
anybody have some question or anything, any question, she can reply. So
Yeah. In addition, Arun, just to solve perhaps some doubt that can have the attendance, is that in Zigora, so we don't ask requirement. What I mean is you don't need to have previous knowledge in BIM. So in this master program, we start in the master program, for example, more focus in buildings, they will work with about 20-25 software during the year. And in the master infrastructural project, you work with about 15-17 software, but it's not required previous knowledge in BIM, because every time the students, so they will work in different phases of the project. Depending on the phase of the project they are working different software. We provide to the student the software licenses, of course, but I start to explain everything from the basics level. So in case you've never worked with any software in BIM, here we start from the beginning for all.
I have one question. Do you conduct your course online or face to face?
100% online. So we don't, our school is specialized in online program. So the program are structured for professional profiles. What does it mean? Allow to work and study at the same time wherever they are. Okay, and it's very good because they are also doing a very good networking. So they start to get in touch also with students that work in the Middle East area in case they are interested in the Middle East. So they start, to do networking with people that are there, understand also what they are doing in terms of project. Okay, is 100% online, super flexible in terms of time. So we structure the mass in order to work and study at the same time, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. So
You're really welcome.
yeah, most welcome. So if there is no more question, we will end our session. So thank you very much. Thanks, Barbaros, for giving us time. I know it's your holiday today, and
Thank
also
you.
Mr. Adil for his time. And thanks all our members for attending and to making this event successful. So for now, I am going to close the session. Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you. Good night.